People of all sizes, large and little, ladies and gentlemen, and folks somewhere in the middle, welcome back to Sushimi's House. I'm your loving host, Master Sushimi, joined today by my sister, Ice Bubbie, aka Bubbie, aka Bubs.
Hello.
And my good son, Mr. President, aka Theodore Roosevelt, aka Teddy. And we are back with a little bit of Bug Fables. Now, I know we said in the last game that we were pretty much done with this game. However, there were just a couple more loose ends to tie up. Namely, we wanted to make sure we had all the medals, all the crystal berries in order to get all the medals, and all side quests completed. So one of the side quests was the lore books, the final side quest that we had left. So we went and dug those up. So here we go. Okay, we have 5 left.
Yeah.
We also figured out how to get into that room above the inn. It was like the, you had to go find the innkeeper's, like, other half.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Alright, you did go through quite a bit. What's up, Teddy? You gonna come cuddle, or are you gonna be a punk?
He's gonna be a punk.
I got this on me, I hope it helps you out. It'll do.
Nope, he's hanging out.
That's, I think, 2 achievements done in one, because we got all the quests done and all the crystal berries. So let's read into this lore. The last 5. The Mother Crystal was the last one we read.
Yes.
The Deadlands. The gigantic feral beasts that surround Bulgaria. It's uncanny how we've gotten used to them. Elizant I braved the Deadlands, riddled with those creatures to ensure our peace. Although Bulgaria is protected by the Mother Crystal, I struggle to write when I think what could happen should that crystal lose its power.
Ooh.
Oh, well, there's a fucking sequel.
Jeez.
The Northern Kingdom, where Cobble's from.
Oh, yeah.
Far beyond the swamplands lay the Northern Kingdom, home to mostly many kinds of beetles. They are very traditionalist and hold honor above all else. However, many travel to Bulgaria to escape the Deadlanders' attacks. The trip to Bulgaria is hard enough, but the north houses the swamps, filled with the most dangerous creatures. To avoid the wasp's hostility, most take the long route around their kingdom. It's the most insane of trips.
Wow.
Truly, the lives of the Northerners aren't easy ones. We're talking in plural here.
Oh.
Eastern lands. To the far east of Bulgaria lay the Deadlands we fear so much. Monsters everywhere and a feeling of utter dread.
Yup.
Who knows how, but I braved through the odds. Eventually I reached the Eastern Kingdom.
Oh my god.
It is so different compared to Bulgaria. It has many exotic fruits and materials that cannot be found in our kingdom. Many of its denizens lived in a closed community that shuns outsiders. The only exception to this seems to be a rare species of bug that resembles fruits.
What?
Oh, right. Tangy kept saying that he's from the East.
Oh.
And when you ask where in the East, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. The East. You keep going right a bunch. Although friendly, other Eastern bugs appear to stay clear of them. Is their smell too sweet? If I don't make it back to Bulgaria, I'm glad I got to meet them.
You're dang right. Because Tangy and Cerise are precious.
The Giants. Every day, more ancient artifacts pop up. Given their size and unknown purpose, scholars believe giants roamed these lands. They could have existed all over the known world in giant kingdoms to protect them from the Deadlands. When the Day of Awakening happened, the giants must have vanished. Only their artifacts remain. There's no way to know, is there? Maybe they caused the awakening themselves. It sounds like the Day of Awakening may have been like nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
Perhaps they fell to the Deadlands or created them themselves. Maybe someday they will return to reclaim their old home. Maybe they have left for another world. I'm a bug of facts,
Yes,
but
heaven.
even I am reduced to daydreaming about their fate. At least we have their monuments showing us glimpses of days past. And the last one, the Day of Reckoning. The following cannot be confirmed, having been retrieved from a book in a Roach village's ruins. According to this book written by Roderick the Roach Scholar. Teddy, really, right now? Can you help him? What we call the Day of Awakening, the Roaches called the Day of Reckoning. It was an event where they woke up to the world. They share our belief that before that day, we were not different from the lesser bugs amongst us. A cataclysm happened suddenly, which banished the once fabled giants to another world. Only bugs and some other creatures were left in this world. After said cataclysm, the roaches became sentient, giving birth to civilization. Other books by Roderick mention fires raining down from the sky and destroying the earth.
Oh.
Expeditions have not found craters or traces of such a disaster. Its constant mention in roach texts suggests it was a big part of their culture. Or could it be a religious creation myth? Roderick, were you lying? How are we supposed to find out? Curses. I'll keep this book hidden away until I can find the truth. I'll head into the Eastern Lands once more if I have to.
Well, maybe you didn't make it back, dude.
Presumably not. We don't know who wrote those books.
That too.
That's all the lore books.
Nice.
Man. And by extension, that means we have all the crystal berries.
Nice.
I've already gone out and collected all the other remaining crystal berries and the metals, so all that's left is to buy the last, like, 1 or 2 metals left in the secret shop.
Tell you being a loud boy.
He is. He's been so quiet all day.
And now he's like scratching himself, cleaning himself, doing the whole thing.
Yep, this is all that's left.
Nice.
HP plus. Come back if you still have berries left to spend. Do you have...
I do not.
V, you've run me out of stock. Your fault for selling super good stuff. The new code, it's frame 1.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently there's, if you name your save file after these codes, you can... Oh, you can basically create new modes in the game.
Yeah.
So I think frame 1 makes it so that blocking is nearly impossible.
Oh, wow.
You can, like, you have to be excellent at blocking in order to get it.
Wow.
But yeah, we have... Let's just look over our records. Yep, complete the game. That's the last one.
Nice.
Everything else is done. Ah, chapter 7's the crown.
Who knew that the old man selling that crown would ruin us?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, dang. Now it's fully complete.
Yeah, that's Bug Fables, y'all. Before we go, we did just want to leave y'all with some of our thoughts, some of our opinions on the game. First of all, love the game. It's very obviously a labor of love that was heavily inspired by Paper Mario. Mm-hmm. And I think it lives up to the legacy of the first couple. There's very few things that I gripe with about this game, namely the item system. I don't like that you can't store items, and that's me being nitpicky. But also the sort of limitations when juggling items. Like the storage space, it's great that they have a storage space. I think it would have been cool if they had some side quests to like help expand that, make it more accessible so that, like, say for example for a fee you could swap items on the fly after having, again, done like a side quest that helps expand Amber's whole thing and then get some sort of communication device. Just something, you know? Mm-hmm. I do like that your inventory expanded because you start with 10 slots, which is pitiful. But then by the time you are, you know, a certain exploration rank, you have 15 slots. I would have maybe liked to see that go to 20. Again, I think that would have maybe removed some of the challenge, but it would have been nice. I don't know. As far as powers and abilities go, I love the combat. I think it's very solid. I think the timing on awesome blocks is kind of difficult, but that's kind of the point. Mm-hmm. I do kind of wish they had the super blocks from Thousand Year Door, where it's like very difficult to pull off, but you counter.
Right.
Maybe that could have been a medal.
Wait, sorry. One quick thing. Did we go back to the Roach area to talk to them? Because I know I read on the wiki.
We've not. We can do that. We'll
while we're
walk and
doing
talk.
this. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, super blocks could have been an interesting thing, even as like a medal. Also, I really miss. 1 second.
Bless you.
Had a sneeze. Thank you.
Hey, you really kept that one together.
I work in a recorded medium, so
yeah, that's true.
I miss star power, just straight up.
Yeah.
I miss the hell out of star power. I think it would have been difficult to integrate it in this game, without changing the story. Unless you, like, I don't know, maybe you found, like, nuclear shards or some shit to sort of further cement the backstory of, like, this is post-apocalyptic.
Oh, that could have been a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it could. There's probably some ways to write it. Again, I think it would have been difficult to do it well, with in the context of this already being like a full built thing.
Yeah. Wonder if the elder's around.
Damn.
Wow.
Also, does it have a stereo? Is that what that's supposed to be?
I guess.
Just in here.
Or two tiny cannons.
Wasp King. He was wearing our ancient crown. Not quite an artifact, but maybe it should have been sealed away rather than tossed out. Yeah, you fucking think?
Yeah. Also, I continue to be confused with the quotation marks being around wasp.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't a wasp. Maybe he was like a rogue ant or something.
I'm gonna look now. I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Yeah, Star Power, I think, would have been a great... I don't know if a great addition. It's just something that I miss. And that's probably just on me.
Oh. Yeah, not a wasp. Thick-headed fly.
Really?
Yeah.
That would explain why he's shorter than the other wasps.
And his real name is Hoax.
Wow.
It's funny. That's weird that nobody addresses that during the whole series except this one dude.
Yeah. So you can buy mystery berries and flame rocks here, as well as magic seeds.
Yeah.
I think the magic seeds may be a little overpriced, unless I'm remembering the prices wrong. Apparently, flame rocks, you can just, like, they're just, like, automatically bombs, so you can, like, cook them up with other stuff and they become better bombs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Any more lore? Oh, elder.
Yeah, well, the
That
elder
is who we
wasn't,
wanna
the
talk
elder
to.
wasn't in her hut. Did we not dig up that spot? Oh, it was a miracle berry that we weren't able to take with us.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't need to fuck with all that, do we?
No. Well, I don't know. Do we? Nope. Just head straight for the elder.
Yeah, the stove is already off. Woof.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck.
Just missed it a little bit.
That's on me. God, that's punishing. I'm way over here now.
Yeah, wow. That stinks. Any other thoughts while we're walking?
Love the music. Love
Yes.
love the scenery.
Mm-hmm.
I love the, like, fake brands.
Yeah. Tomato.
Yeah, just tomato.
And pop. Well, no. Pop.
I think it's just...
There's no exclamation point.
Oh, okay. Trying to think. I think the characters are done really well.
Yes.
There's some humor, but not enough to make this, like, kind of a ham-fisted, jokey game.
Right. It's enough to, like, get you to laugh here and there, but not so much that you're like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah. Like, it definitely has its unique...
Hey, Elder, could you have been
That's
a little...
like a door back there, isn't it?
I guess. Elder, could you have been, like, a little closer?
I mean, I'm assuming she's over near where the sapling was.
I guess that's true, but that's rude. Oh, there she is.
Also, we've not really gotten to explore this area.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, weird.
Not really a lot. You'd think there would have been, like, a barrier or something here. I mean, I know there's not because we just got the completion thing, but, like, that would have been interesting. Yeah.
Merely pondering. Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm.
That's a very good point.
No, those are really interesting points, Elder. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta take it all in when you learn, like, oh, the people before you established all these things and what, like, I think the Elder was probably experiencing a lot of being bummed out, realizing they were protecting something that was no longer even really that good anymore. Like, when did it rot? Did it rot before she was even born? You know?
Yeah.
Or not rot, but wilted. Like, how long was she protecting this, like, no longer everlasting thing?
Right, like how much of her life did she waste? Was it all of it? Was it 2 weeks?
Yeah. 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades, like... That's... Oh, we really need it. We're hurting for money.
I forget that we can take out everything except the Deadlanders.
Yeah.
Only the Deadlanders still give us trouble.
Yeah.
And, like, there's nothing you can do about that.
Nope.
Yeah, I think overall, there's probably, like, a couple... Like, an iron seed, maybe one spicy pepper that we missed, but...
We're
Done
happy.
it mostly all, and I'm content with it.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with where we are. I think we just need to go back home to our little apartment.
Yeah, that's true. Did you have any thoughts?
Oh, it popped. It does
Anything?
have an exclamation point.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, well, now it's a perfect game. No, I loved it. I really did. I don't know if I have any critiques. Like, the storage stuff I can kind of agree with, but I also was not the one playing it, so it wasn't as frustrating for me. Especially because, like, as you said, if it had been 20, I feel like that would have taken away some of the challenge of it. But at the same time, like, you know.
I also can admit, like, that's me being a little bit nitpicky.
I mean, yeah, but that's not terrible. I mean, it's not like we're submitting this to the creators, like, hey, your game sucks because of this one nitpicky thing. Like, absolutely not.
If anything, I'm saying your game is amazing in spite of this very small complaint that I have.
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that, like, kind of what we just encountered with the Elder, it's not a complete happy ending for everyone, and that's realistic. Like, it's not that the Elder is miserable, but I think...
Like, Roach Civilization as a whole, whatever small amount of it remains, has been, like, shaken.
Yeah, like...
Because their entire religion just, like, got pulled out from under them, basically.
Right. And I think, I mean, the stories, I mean, I'm always a sucker for, like, story and, like, little trivia things and stuff. No, we're good. You, like, totally wiped the floor with us last time. I mean, we won, but, like, barely.
And then they were like, here's, like, $30.
No, it was, like, 75.
Okay, but that's still not enough to, like,
Replenish our items. No, it's not. But still, anyway,
it's
yeah.
enough to make, like, not even 2 Queen's Dinners.
Yeah.
Which we used many of on them.
But...
I wonder what trophies are available in the room.
What? Oh.
Like, what else you can... Because we've got these 2, but, like, surely there's more, right?
I mean, you say that, but, like, you beat the shit out of the arcade. Well, to be fair, we didn't do...
We also didn't do the boss rush. We
did the mini boss rush.
Which I'm content with.
I'm fine with that.
I don't want to.
Yeah. But, I mean, overall, I really loved the game. I'm really glad that we got to play it. Especially because we'd been looking to scratch that, like, Paper Mario itch.
Oh, for sure. And
again, we know Origami King is out, but that's...
Yeah, Origami King just came out not too long ago, and it's just not what we're looking for.
Exactly. This is not saying, like, oh, it's a bad game. It's just not what we were looking for. This is more along the lines of what we wanted, and it definitely delivered. So, for sure, amazing job to the team that made this.
And I hope that hopefully, first and foremost, this game does very well. Hopefully it succeeds, because a lot of people are giving it really positive reviews. So I don't know how it's doing in terms of, like, sales or whatever.
Yeah.
But hopefully if this game does succeed, then the success of this game serves as sort of a wake-up call to Nintendo that, like, oh, this is what people like in the Paper Mario series. Not just the fact that it's Mario in a world of paper gags.
Yeah. But you know what? You said it, I think, last recording, and or maybe you said it to me off screen, I don't know, but, like, the fact that the Mario brand isn't attached to this, the possibilities are endless. So
oh yeah,
part of me is kind of like, as much as I miss the Paper Mario, I'm okay if they don't go back as long as other people are inspired to make stuff like this.
for sure.
Like, at this point, I'm like, you know what? Clearly, we've learned that you don't have to have Mario attached to it to be a wonderful game.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially because the characters have more personality. Because, like, yeah, Mario's cute and goofy and whatever, but, like, Mario is a silent protagonist. And that's fine. That's not me saying that's a bad thing or anything, but, like, having Kabu... I mean, all three are the protagonists, but Kabu's kind of like the front man. Him actually having a personality and being able to talk. I mean, I kept jokingly calling him, like, a 40-year-old dad. Like, because he has that, or some of those mannerisms. Not, like, totally, of course.
He doesn't drink Bud Light.
No. No, he doesn't. Like, each of the characters had personality, which actually I want to touch on that, because I was looking for something for us to, like, look at last night, I think, like, for the berries or whatever, I actually bumped into somebody being like, here's a critique of it. And, like, not a bad way. Like, they were pointing out positives and negatives. And I know some people seem to be, like, not mad, but, like, oh, you know, Kabu's thing is a redemption arc because he wants to feel like he deserved the sacrifice of his loved ones. You know, Leaf is trying to deal with the fact that they're in a whole new world and everything they love is gone. And also, oh no, I'm a zombie. And then V's thing is just, like, I need to stop being a jerk. But I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I wouldn't want all three characters to have an extremely heavy arc because, like, Kabu and Leaf's stuff is pretty heavy. So for V's to just be like, I fought with my sister and also I'm kind of a brat, like...
And I would honestly say that's cheapening it because when it comes down to it, V's is a coming-of-age story.
Yeah, and it's still very valid. So I think that sort of point of view is wrong, and I really appreciate that the three of them have different things that, like, yeah, you could argue that fighting with your sister and deciding to do something that your people don't do is, like, not as serious as, like, dying and then waking up hundreds of years later. Like, yeah, you can argue that those things are a different level of severity, but what is important and meaningful to each person in this game and in our lives as that shows is, like, that's fine, that's valid. You know, you don't have to have this, like, deep, crazy struggle to be a good character. And again, it is still a struggle. And I'm glad that they don't, neither Leaf nor Kabu ever, like, minimize what she's going through.
Yeah, and honestly, like, the way this is written, V is very fortunate. Because what happened to V is she grew up saying, I want to explore the world. I want to be something more than just a honey worker. And everybody said, no, you can't. And so she left fully believing that she would probably never return.
Yeah.
Like, abandoning everything she'd ever known, all her family, all her friends, and was fully prepared to go it alone as an explorer and probably wind up dead. Or successful but lonely. And, of course, thanks to the association's rules of, like, no, you have to be in pairs, also you're an actual babby. Like, only because of that was she saved from such a, like, upsetting arc.
Yeah.
And again, like, an actual child. So, like, if she doesn't experience a lot of character growth, like, dog, she's got her whole life ahead of her.
Exactly. So I really like it. And, like, you know, those people weren't doing it from, like, a mean perspective. They were just like, And I'm like, but I think there's a lot more to it than you're kind of giving it credit for. Like, again, I think they look at Leaf and Kabu and go, oh man, that's heavy. And then they look over here and go, And it's like, no, it's still heavy, especially if she's a kid. Like, that's a lot to deal with, to decide, like, you know, I want to be this career, and everybody laughs at you and says, no, you can't do that. Like, none of us have ever done that. And it's like, well, you know. So, anyway, yeah, the game is great. I didn't, like, play it, so I don't think I have any, like, negative critiques. I really can't think of anything. I'm not saying there's not. It's just, like, for me, it's just a great experience.
One thing that actually I just remembered that I wasn't a huge fan of in the combat, directional inputs. Wasn't a fan. They really fucked me up.
Directional inputs?
So, like, when the action command is, like, left, right, down.
Yeah. Actually, I'll agree to that. I think.
And, like, maybe that's just me not being used to that. I felt like they were kind of difficult to read because the symbols looked a little bit too close together for my like.
The arrows may have been a bit big, and so that kind of made it, like, hard to...
Well, big and, like, all kind of the same
shape
and size.
The triangle was, like, equilateral, so it just looked like... Or maybe not, but I know what you mean.
So like, I know it made fleeing kind of annoying.
I mean, as somebody who barely play, hi, sorry, Teddy's being very cute. As somebody like I've played a little bit of Thousand Year Door, like we've talked about our dynamics. Sushi plays the game, I watch and comment and laugh and whatever. Even long before this channel.
That's true.
But whenever like Thousand Year Door was a game that we wanted to complete, or at least do the recipes and stuff, and so like occasionally he'd be like, hey, I'm busy, can you do like some grinding? Yeah, sure. And I did that.
We completed it.
Maybe not, but I know at some point you wanted me to do some grinding, and that was fine. I didn't care. With like the crazy daisies or amazy daisies, whichever ones they were.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, like, I was able to play that, like, do those action commands better than these. Again, that's not to say, oh, this is a bad game. I just feel like I completely agree that, like, the arrow thing was a bit confusing, because I know fleeing, I was like, what is happening? And I failed at fleeing every time I tried.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's also a me thing.
I think it's just the directional inputs.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that they're a bad idea. I think maybe they needed to be telegraphed a little better.
Yeah.
Again, this could be a me issue.
Because I think making fleeing kind of hard is, like, interesting, because I think it made us kind of go, like, okay, do we really want to leave the fight? Like, I mean, you got better at it, of course, so it wasn't an issue after a while, but I feel like initially it was kind of like, okay, is it worth going through this fight and losing the HP or TP, or are we about to, like, flee and fail, lose some money, which early on was more of an issue than it was later, of course. So, perhaps that was part of the challenge, because I think we definitely agreed, like, this game was meant to be a little more challenging, and yeah, we played it on hard mode, but still, like, fleeing was harder, action commands may have been a little trickier, and, like, there's a balance because there's 3 of you instead of 2, but yeah, I want to see what she looks. Oh my god.
She deserves a break.
She does. But anyway, overall, just incredible game. I forgot why I jokingly said it was a 9.9 out of 10, but whatever. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. I don't even care.
It's a great game. I'm not a reviewer, so I'm not going to assign it a number score, because I feel like it deserves a lot more thought than me just pulling 10 out of 10, because it's not a perfect game. There's no such thing as a perfect game.
In my heart, it's a 10 out of 10.
But I'm not a reviewer. It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, so don't actually take my words and be like, oh, but somebody said it was perfect. Of course it's not perfect, but to me, in my heart, like, yes, it has its flaws, but well, obviously that's not the definition of perfect, but I don't know. I don't care.
One other thing I would, and this is less a complaint and more a feature I would have liked to have seen, the card game is very fun. The spy cards game, and I'm sure a lot of people could get lost in it, and if they did DLC where it was like just card games,
oh man,
people would pay, like $5 for that, whatever. I wish there was a way to organize your like a menu where you could just organize your cards in not a context where you're like about to go into a fight. Like if I could just pull this up, go under library, and then have there be a peripheral that's like spy cards.
Interesting.
And you just like make a deck and like see what it would look like without having to have the pressure of like we're about to get into a spy cards fight.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. And actually, one thing that I do say that I want to like, that kind of bugged me a little bit was the.
It bugged you.
Was the like talking to artists in hard mode and determining like what you deserved a medal for or not. I thought that was so weird that like final boss you not getting a medal for, like.
That's bizarre.
That to me is a little weird because that's like your hardest fight and you don't get a medal for it. Same with like fighting Maki. That's a really hard fight. I feel like that should have earned you one. Or like they'll count Mothiba as like a mini boss the second time, but they didn't count Zasp. Like that was a little like that. I feel I could use. So actually, yeah, I guess that's my one criticism that I can actually think of is like I feel like that could have used
just
a little
calibration of rewards.
Yeah.
I think the hard mode medal is brilliant.
Yes, that part was neat.
It presents an additional challenge from get-go that you can remove at any time. Like, we removed it for the Cave of Trials. I'm not ashamed to say that because, frankly, it was a difficult challenge and I didn't want to spend so long doing it. And, frankly, learning that you can use as many items as you want and you'll get the items back, that actually made it a lot easier. But at that point, I was like, I mean, I already lost like an hour and a half doing this. I may as well just finish it.
Right, and I know Sush was kind of like, should I do it? That feels kind of cheaty. And I was like, you already proved you could get at least to 49. So I think that's fine. Like, I think you can give yourself that sort of slack, and, you know, it went fine. And, you know, I was kind of hesitant because I was like, well, you know, if 50 is like a boss or something cool, I would hate to miss
Something
out on
that
that
you
in
could
hard
spy.
mode. But once we learned it wasn't, it was like, oh, whatever. You know, moving
like,
on.
you specifically can't spy in that version, because it's just, like,
No.
that's stuff that you've already seen.
Right.
Or
Or if it's stuff you haven't seen, they just kind of like silhouette it, because that's what happened with the Deadlanders.
Yeah. It's funny, too. I love this game because it tells me that so many other people have had the same idea that I remember when Paper Mario started to go in a direction that I didn't like. Actually, before it even started to do that, I remember seeing a game that I've actually recorded a little bit of but haven't uploaded yet, called Whoopo. When I first saw footage of Whoopo, and this was like early stuff, like before it had any sort of semblance of an announcement date or like a real story to it. Like, I think originally they were saying that you as the main character were a maintenance guy, and that eventually got like thrown out the window. But I remember seeing that and realizing a game can be cute and like not super in-depth in terms of art style, which is not to say that Whoopo doesn't have beautiful art. It's just like the characters are very simple, and it made me go, I could make a video game. And of course my immediate thought was I would like to make a Paper Mario style game.
Yeah.
And now we have Bug Fables, and it's very much that, and it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has gone on a little bit longer than I really wanted it to, but that's okay. I think we got all our thoughts and feelings out there.
Yeah.
Love the game. A few things that I would have liked to have seen. I'm not mad that I didn't see them. I really hope that they come out with like a sequel or DLC that maybe explores different characters, because like you said earlier, this game doesn't have the ironclad chains of like, these characters must appear in every single game, because it's like a new franchise, and like, it's not called Kabu's Quest, it's not called V's Adventure, it's not even called like,
You know,
Leaf's
Journey.
Leaf's really bad day that one time. Like, it's Bug Fables, so it could be about any bugs.
It's bad fur day, but it's like the fur around Leaf's neck.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be great to see that again, just like, even if it's like almost episodic, like what's it like being Maki, you know? Or like, how did he get to be who he is?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
There's also like other characters I think have explicitly been like, man, you guys have inspired me to be explorers.
Yeah.
Like, what would it be like to be any of the other exploration teams? Or what would it like to be like to see, like, the Rogue Civilization, knowing that it's destined to fail? Like, what steps are you taking to, like, try and prevent that, and ultimately, unfortunately, fail, but maybe prevent a worse fate?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much that could be explored in just, like, the lore that they have set out. And, like, it's not super in-depth, but, like, there's enough there where it's just like you could explore. And like, I'm not saying like run this series into the ground with 12 games.
No.
Like, no. But like, I would love to see more.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that being said, thank you so much for joining me in Sushimi's house. If you guys like, this is probably going to go up as a one-parter. If you guys like this bonus episode, make sure you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get more videos like this in your sub box. Ding the bell so you get notification whenever those videos drop. And of course, check out my Twitter at Master Sushimi, where I like to tweet fun stuff about video games, maybe opinions, who knows. The occasional meme here and there. Most importantly, pup dates about our toy poodle, Mr. President, who's currently very sleepy, and our little Boston Terrier, Little Mama. And second most importantly, when and what I tweet. When and what I stream over at twitch.tv/MasterSushimi. Again, as of the time of this recording, we've recorded this entire series in bulk. But as of the time of this recording, we've been working on Persona 5 The Royal. By the time this goes up, that may have changed. It may not have. It seems like a big game. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to play next, because I don't hate playing big games on stream. I've done almost exclusively that, but like party games are also fun.
Yeah.
Just sort of one-offs. So who knows? But yeah, go check all that stuff out. If you already have, thank you so much. It really means the world to me. I've this is something that I've wanted to do for many, many years, and it's something that many people told me I should do, and I always kind of was like, haha, yeah, that would be cool, and only just started doing, in the past couple years, so very excited to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I would love the encouragement of you guys to keep doing it. We want to be loud and proud here at Tsushimi's house, and the best way to do that is going to be through your word of mouth. So share it with somebody you love, share it with somebody you hate, share it with somebody you meet on the bus who looks like they might be in a video game. I don't care. Be annoying. No, please don't be annoying. Please don't harass strangers. But if you think somebody you know would like this, just send them a link and be like, hey, check out this new YouTuber I follow. Or Twitch streamer, whatever you want to share. Or, hey, check out this really bad Twitter user. They're not good at social media. What the fuck are they doing with their lives?
But they have really nice puppies on there.
They've got some sweet pups. But yeah, that's about all I have for you in terms of thoughts, feelings, opinions, hopes, dreams. I will see you in the next video, set of videos, or stream as is appropriate. And in the meantime, I hope you take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.